Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Harry from On the Hot Podcast. Today, I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content we'll be covering today will be in the sport of football inside the NFL world. In today's bonus segment, I'll be sharing my thoughts on which NFL teams I do believe have a bright future ahead. So I do have three teams that will be included in this segment. These are the following three teams in the National Football League that I do believe have bright futures in the near future in the NFL. Starting off with team number one, the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, I do believe that the Los Angeles Chargers do have a bright future ahead because it's a brand new world for them. They brought in Jim Harbaugh as their next head coach. Jim Harbaugh is a guy that has found success in the NFL and most recently in college football when he rode off to the sunset, ended things in Michigan on a high note, winning the national title this past college football season. But Jim Harbaugh is a proven guy in the NFL. He's made it to 3 NFC championship appearances and had a Super Bowl appearance when he was coaching with the San Francisco 49ers a decade ago. And looking at this Chargers roster, yes, they did take a hit this NFL offseason. Offensively, they lost their wide receivers of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. They got rid of those two aging wide receivers, yes, and also an aging Austin Eckler that does not look as explosive as he once did. So you lose these three pieces offensively during the NFL offseason. But I think getting rid of that dead money might be one of the best things to happen for this franchise moving forward. And during the NFL draft with the 5th overall selection, I thought they had a great home run selection, selecting offensive lineman from Notre Dame with the 5th overall pick. And they still have Justin Herbert. And how do you win in the National Football League? You win with an outstanding franchise quarterback that got that in Justin Herbert, and you win with a head coach that has a lot of experience and can win in big time moments and big time games and clutch situations. They have both Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh, so I think the Chargers are going to have a really, really good, bright future. It might take some time now, but if they could get the right receiving core looking at this roster, I feel like they're going to have a bright future ahead with the guys of Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert leading the way for them. They're on my list. Now, team number two is the Houston Texans. Now, like I said a few weeks ago on the podcast, I know you guys see the Dallas Cowboys poster, but I do believe that the Houston Texans will be the best team in football this upcoming NFL season. And I feel like the Texans are here to stay in the AFC. I feel like they're going to win the AFC South. They're going to be a threat in the AFC Conference once again this upcoming NFL season. They have their franchise quarterback CJ Stroud, who did a whole 180 to the franchise, quickly turned things around in his rookie season. They just had the 2nd overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, and they went all the way to the divisional round this past NFL season. And I feel like they have the franchise guy in CJ Stroud. They got the head coach in DeMeco Ryans, a defensive-minded head coach that's going to bring them a lot of success in Houston for years to come. And they added Stephon Diggs and Joe Mixon to the mix this NFL offseason. Some good core wide receiver or good core offensive players for their offense. They still got wide receivers of Tank Dell and Nico Collins, who played a big part in CJ Stroud's rookie season last year. So I feel like the Houston Texans are going to pick up right where they left off. And then don't forget about what they did defensively. They picked up Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter had a monster year and a contract year last year with the Minnesota Vikings. Left them during NFL free agency and signed with the Houston Texans. He's coming off the best season of his NFL career. And then they have their cornerback, Devin Stingley, who was a part of the draft a few years ago. I feel like they're going to pick up right where they left off. I think the Houston Texans have a bright future in the National Football League. Actually, as I go on, I lied to you guys. I have 4 teams in this segment. Going off with 2 final teams that I'm going to say. Next team is the Green Bay Packers. I wrote off Jordan Love early in his first year as the starter with the Green Bay Packers last year, very early. I didn't think he was the guy. I didn't feel like he was going through his repercussions effectively during the beginning part of the NFL season. But Matt LaFleur fixed Jordan Love, and they turned things around because they went on a deep playoff run last year, something that a lot of people didn't expect. But they went all the way to the divisional round as the 7th seed in the National Football League last year. They blew out the Dallas Cowboys in the wild card matchup, something that a lot of people didn't see happening, but they did it on the road, blew them out. And they were honestly a few mistakes away from defeating the San Francisco 49ers in the divisional round. So I feel like the Packers really do have a bright future with their new franchise guy in Jordan Love. They done it again. They had Aaron Rodgers learn from Brett Favre in the past. They had Jordan Love learn from Aaron Rodgers. Now it seems like history is going to repeat itself because I see a lot of things I like in Jordan Love's game. And last year he had 32 passing touchdowns, 11 interceptions. They have a young core of wide receiver talent. They got Christian Watson. They got Romeo Doubs. They got Jaden Reed and added Josh Jacobs in the backfield to have a good 1-2 punch once again at the running back position with Josh Jacobs and A.J. Dillon in the backfield next year. I feel like they're going to really have a good future ahead in the National Football League. Now, the last one always makes me swallow my spit because I hate to admit it, but the Philadelphia Eagles have a bright future. And there's no secret they have one of the best front offices in the National Football League. Howie Roseman always finds a way to improve this roster year in and year out, make the trades to make this roster better each and every single year. Something I wish Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones did for the front office for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm just jealous of what the Philadelphia Eagles do year in and year out. But they got so much better this offseason. They signed Saquon Barkley, stole him from the New York Giants during the NFL free agency. They got better defensively. The thing that hurt the Eagles last year, while they started off 10-1, finished 11-6, and got bounced in the first round of the playoffs and the wild card of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, was their defense. They went through not one but two guys that were calling defensive plays last year. Their defense just fell apart, but they got better in the secondary. They got Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean in the secondary, two outstanding corners in the first and second round. I thought those were absolute steals in the 2024 NFL draft this year. But I feel like, and they also added Gardner Johnson back. Gardner Johnson, of course, played for the Detroit Lions last year, got hurt in the beginning of the year, missed the remainder of the season, and now is back with the Philadelphia Eagles. With this roster, they're stacked top to bottom. I really don't see any flaws in this roster that the Philadelphia Eagles have. I think they have to be the favorites behind the San Francisco 49ers to win the NFC next year. I know there's the Detroit Lions that are also a heavyweight contender in the NFC. Of course, there's the Dallas Cowboys, but I put the Eagles right behind the 49ers next year of teams that I can see winning the NFC. That's how much they've gotten better than the NFL offseason. That's how much they've taken care of business. But those are the following four teams that I do believe have bright NFL futures in the National Football League, as I get tongue-tied. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.